Hi everyone, welcome to SF Live this Thursday at 5:30. My name's Rebecca Taff and I'll be your host. And I'm very excited about today's show. So ladies, have you ever looked at an advertisement TV show, fashion magazine, and seen skinny, ultra skinny, homogenous looking women, and then you compare yourself to that unreachable ideal? I don't do it anymore, but if you do, you should watch this show. Today we will be talking about sort of those ideals. We will be talking with Jennifer Berger, who is the executive director of About Face, and we also have Sydney Callender, who is an intern there. And it's an organization that equips women and girls with tools to understand and resist that bad media that affects women and girls' self-esteem and body image. So thank you guys for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Yes, no problem. So tell me a little bit more about what About Face is.
Sure, yeah. About Face, like you said, equips women and girls with those really important tools. We educate women and girls about how media messages affect their self-esteem and their body image. So we do that in 3 different ways. We have our media literacy workshops we do in schools and other organizations. And then we teach young women how to take action in their own ways and so that they can really sort of speak out about what they're seeing in media. And then we have our website, which has lots and lots of great information on it, as well as our gallery of offenders and lots of really fun stuff.
So how long has it been an organization, and what started it, and how did everything happen?
The way everything happened. Well, really, I mean, in its current incarnation, it's really been going for just about a couple years, so since 2006, when we kind of refocused and looked at what we were doing all over again and kind of changed some things to focus our programs and such, and do, the really great fundraising that we're doing now, which is, stronger than it was in the past. But really, it started actually way back in 1995. A woman named Kathy Bruin, who's our founder, she got really upset by some of the images that were being shown to young women around like really thin models like Kate Moss and everything. And she basically just like went and made a poster, doctored up a Calvin Klein poster, and then she and her friends just put it all over San Francisco. So it was sort of like started with a bang. It was kind of a guerrilla activism moment. It was like in its truest form. So it was amazing. So.
And did that get big? I mean, I was only like in middle school or
baby.
something. I know, I was a small child. Did it get a big reception, or how was it received?
Yeah, it got a really big reception. I mean, it got picked up by the Associated Press, and that was kind of like what really helped. And pretty soon we had 12 people at volunteer meetings, and everybody was getting involved, and I got involved around 1998, and basically have just been involved ever since. And in 2001, Kathy said, hey, I'm not going to be running the organization anymore. Would you like to do it? I said, okay.
Sure, I'll do it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
What are the goals of the organization?
The main goal, really, the main goal is to really remove this burden of body image issues that young women experience so that they can really fulfill their potentials. So we are constantly seeing these images that tell us we need to look like this, and this, and it's totally unattainable for us. And so basically the idea is, make it so that we aren't spending all our time needing to make sure that we look quote unquote perfect, which is just not true. This perfection thing is just a lie anyway.
I don't look perfect right now. What are
you do. You look perfect in your own way, Rebecca. You look perfect in your own way.
As do you, ladies. So, Sydney, how did you get involved in About Face?
So for my senior thesis, I'm writing a paper on the sexualization of women in the media, and I was researching different organizations that kind of focused on media literacy and women, and I came up upon About Face's website, and it was really easy and really accessible to find it and to go on, and they had this gallery of offenders, and that's really what drew me in. So it's part of the website, and it has images of different advertisements, and there'll be a little essay next to it talking about how poor the images and how it affects women. And I was just, after that, I really wanted to get involved, and so I contacted Jennifer and became an intern there, and it's been great.
Oh, good. Well, is Sydney sort of your target age range, sort of high school, or do you go from all the way from like little 5-year-olds, or what is sort of your target?
Yeah, Sydney's definitely in there. We basically serve young women from ages 13, like about 7th grade, up through college and beyond.
7th grade is when you get all
7th
messed
grade is brutal. Yeah, 7th grade is brutal. I mean, eventually we want to go way down to age 5 and everything, but right now we're seeing those as like the key years. Yeah.
I know, torturous puberty years, just
Yeah.
kick you right on your butt.
They'll
and you're
get
like,
you
oh, God,
every
what's
time.
wrong with me?
They'll get you every time.
So
It's
you guys
true.
go into schools, or how does that part of your program work?
Yeah, we have, so we go into the schools, basically teachers invite us into their classrooms and we do a 50-minute workshop or a 90-minute workshop with kids, you know, like about 30 kids or less.
And are they all girls? Are they boys or together, or just classroom?
We serve both, basically both. I mean, our workshop is about images of women in media. We bring boys in by, you know, showing some pictures of men, but really it's mostly about how women are portrayed and what we can do about it.
And so how have things changed over the years? I mean, I think that all women, especially in America, might have the same sort of growing up and same images or same problems or issues, or what they see is different. So how has it changed from maybe 20 years ago to now?
Oh, it's way,
yeah,
you know,
and for you
I think
also,
it's way worse. I think it's way worse now. I mean, it's gotten to the point where everything is retouched. Everybody has cosmetic surgery, all this stuff that wasn't really around as much back then, and that's really scary because we look at those images and we think, I need to look like that, I need to look like that, but without cosmetic surgery somehow, how am I going to do that?
But do you think it's not changed, but it's like isn't everyone like aware of it, or is it like sort of subconsciously we still think like that even though we are so aware of it? Because I know that like aren't your friends and people in your class aware of it? Like, it seems like everyone's so aware of the things that are happening, unless it's just us cool kids. I don't know.
Well, I think part of the problem is that we really aren't aware of what we're seeing, and we're just kind of taking it in and just accepting that for what it is, and thinking that the way women look in magazines is how we should look. I think that's part of the problem. And now with the internet, it's like it's hitting you all the time. You can't avoid it.
Yeah, and people really aren't aware of it. Like, we are, like, everyone, we are aware of it, you know, but really, I mean, when we go into schools and we talk to 8th graders, we talk to freshmen in high school and stuff, I mean, honestly, the looks we get is just like, huh? I mean, it's really a surprise to them, and like, because we're educated about these things, that's one thing, but we had to get it from somewhere, right? And so that's what we aim to do, is really start that thinking process.
So do you go on with Jennifer? Do you guys go together to these workshops, or what are the duties you've done in your internship so far?
Well, it's fairly new, but I've been helping out around the office, kind of doing a lot of studying so I can be more knowledgeable about the subject, because I think that's one of the most important things anyone can do, is to be knowledgeable about it and, you know, start discussion and like make your friends aware of it and talk to them about it.
Do you guys do that often when you guys are just hanging out? Hey guys, look at this ad I
but
found.
Actually, I mean, one of the major things that she's helping with, and this is sort of like an object lesson kind of, is like, you know, we look at like all these different ads like to use in our workshops and everything, and she's helping us produce those so that they can be in our workshops. So yeah, we're able to talk about them and kind of like go through them and stuff together.
Well, speaking of ads, let's hold some up.
Okay.
And you guys can talk about them.
Okay.
The knowledgeable folks that you are.
Right.
Let's see how good this is going to be. Is this up?
Yeah.
This light is terrible for this, but we'll see. So this is a woman's body right here, and there's a watch here, and these are all boats with men. So what do you do when you look at an ad?
So, for example, if we were in a media literacy workshop right now,
You
and
know
one
what
of
might
our
help is if you
Should I
hold that up closer to that camera. That is better. Like, yes, that is a good one.
So if we were in one of our workshops right now and one of our workshop leaders were going through this ad with us, here's what we would do. Okay, so let's talk about number 1. What is this ad selling? What is the actual product it's selling? Can you see what the product is?
I didn't know what the product was until I stared around and found it.
It's the watch.
Right.
But this watch is like way down here in the lower left-hand corner. Now the next question is, how are they selling it? What's actually going on in this picture? This picture is kind of ridiculous in a way. I mean, it's kind of funny in a sense because it's just like this random woman's body across the front of it. And so it's so clearly just using a woman's body to sell the product. But what's also going on is that all these men on their boats back here in Italy, wherever they are trying to drive up to her. They're so excited by the way she looks. They're driving right up to her.
Is it a man's or a woman's watch, do you think? Or both?
Well,
or
she's wearing the